Good morning, everyone. My name is Gemma Laurie, and I'm the client manager for Outward Bound here in the Northern region. And today I'll be talking to you about your upcoming program in Northern New South Wales. So to give you a bit of an idea of what we'll run through for today's presentation, we'll talk about the history of Outward Bound. I'll go over your program dates and locations. We'll talk about the program outcomes, some of the activities you'll be doing, and equipment essentials as well. So who is Outward Bound? We're a not-for-profit organisation, and we've been operating in Australia for 60 years and internationally for 70 years. So we operate in 40 countries across the globe, everyone falling under the same ethos that there is more in you than you know. Now this looks really different across all the different countries. In Canada, you might be doing dog sledding. In Oman, you might be riding camels. But here in Australia, you're going to put a pack on your back and head out into the bush, and that's where you're really going to discover your untapped potential. So it's really about giving you that opportunity to step outside of your house, step outside of that comfort zone, and just really push yourself and see what you can really do. So to understand where this ethos comes from, we have to go all the way back to World War II. Now, your instructors will tell you this story when you're out on program in a very poetic nature, perhaps around the fire one night, but I just wanted to give you a bit of a quick rundown today. So back in World War II, the Merchant Navy, it was made up of people going out on all sorts of boats, canoes, dinghies, sailing boats, whatever they could find. And these boats, unfortunately, they were getting hit and they were going down, and so people were hopping into the life rafts. Now, days, weeks, or months later, when they were rescuing these people, they noticed a trend in who was actually surviving. So they noticed that the older guys, they were the ones that were surviving. And they started to think, why aren't these younger guys, the ones who are supposed to be fit and able, these 14, 15, 16-year-olds, why aren't they surviving? And so a couple of guys got together and they started to work it out that the older guys were the ones who'd been through hardships. They were the ones who'd had this life experience and they knew what their mind and body was capable of. So when times got tough, they knew that they could push through and they could keep surviving. So they decided, right, what we need to do is when people come down to sign up for the Merchant Navy, we're going to turn them around and send them out into the bush for a 26-day program. So they started to do this, and then they noticed a trend. They noticed that survival rates were skyrocketing and both young and old were surviving. And so the young people, when they came down to sign up, they said, awesome, thanks for signing up. And they'd go out and do their program, and then they'd come and join on to the Merchant Navy. And it was from this that they discovered that they could start spreading this Outward Bound program across the globe. So onto your program. Your program is going to be running on the 14th to the 17th of May out at our Yukai base, which you can see all the way at the top of the map there. So the area that you're going to be adventuring in is in the Tweed Valley, so it's in the hinterland of the Gold Coast, and it's at the base of Mount Warning. So this is a really beautiful rainforest area that you'll be hiking around and exploring. Okay, this is our base camping site, and when you stay on site here, you'll have access to composting toilets and to showers that are heated by a fire. This is what we call the Bat Cave, and upon arrival, this is where you'll head to begin with, and you'll be issued with all of your gear. So as you can see up the top there, we've got the packs, and each person will be given a pack, and then your group instructors will go through the gear with you to tell you what things you need to pack and what things to leave behind on base. Program outcomes. So each of our programs have different outcomes. We have education outcomes, we have community outcomes, we have professional outcomes. So the ones that are most relevant to you guys, we've got resilience, compassion for others, and self-responsibility. So you're going to be learning those while you're out on program. School has asked us to add in some specific ones for you guys. So we've got perseverance, cooperation, empathy, leadership, and courage. So this is all things you'll be working on throughout your program. Alrighty, how challenging is it going to be? So our programs are designed to challenge you, but everyone has challenges in different ways. So some people find the physical aspect really challenging, other people find the social aspect challenging, so spending a week with people being in a group the entire time, sometimes that can be really hard. But basically everyone has a different comfort zone, and everyone steps outside of this comfort zone in different ways. So we have our instructors with you to facilitate you through these challenges and help you get into that adventure zone to make sure that you're really getting the most out of your program, but you're not really reaching that panic zone where it's not fun anymore. So to remember this, we need to make sure that we know everyone has different types of challenges, and everything is going to be a real life experience. So for some people, their challenge might be chopping up a capsicum at night. For other people, it might be putting on their pack every morning and hiking again. But everything is learning through doing. So you might have a full day of paddling and maybe it's raining, and then you finally get to camp. There's no, I'm too tired, I'm going to bed. It's the processes that you need to go through from here. So you're going to be putting up your tents, you're going to be cooking the dinner as a group. And then when that's all said and done and you're sitting around the fire together, that's when you're having those debriefs and those discussions about how much you really did push yourself and how much you surprised yourself that you could step outside of that comfort zone. And really, what I was saying, that untapped potential has really come through for you. So we have a challenge by choice mentality at Outward Bound. So we invite everyone to be challenging themselves, but it's your choice how far you want to push yourself. So we invite you to take that one step and then take that second step. But it's your choice if you want to take that third or that fourth. But remember, the whole time you've got your support of your teammates around you and your group instructor as well, to make sure that even when it feels like it's getting really hard, they're going to make sure that you're still in that adventure zone and you're not tipping over into that panic zone. Alrighty, so this is one of our remote campsites. We use 3-man, 1-planet tents. And when you're out at these campsites, you'll be cooking on a fire, making stir fries, curries, all that sort of thing in a wok. Some of the activities you'll do, so you'll be taught some orienteering and navigation skills, and then you'll navigate yourselves as a group to the campsites. You'll be doing some high ropes as well. So on the side there at the tree, that's one of our activities called Big Ben. In this activity, everyone's connected together and you're all wearing your harnesses, and your aim is to wind your way all the way up to the top of the tree and then all the way back down again. It's a really good fun activity, and you end up getting really annoyed with each other because you might not be able to move forward at all and you'll be blaming the person next to you, but actually it's the person 5 spots down that's not moving, and so it's a really good team building activity there. Canoeing, so we've got a dam that you'll be canoeing on there, doing some flat water, and this is a really good activity to build up some skills that can transfer back into your daily life as well. Mountain biking, so we do mountain biking on fire trails and on some single track as well. It's a good fun activity, another one that you can transfer back into life as well. It's not just a skill to use out here on program. And service as well. So service was one of the teachings of Kurt Hahn, the founder of Outward Bound. Now, he believed that when people did things that had no personal gain and were purely designed to give back, that's how people developed authentic compassion. So we incorporate this into all of our programs, and we've developed a plan with the Tweed Council. So we have the part of the Tweed River that runs through our property, and we've developed a riparian restoration plan with the Tweed Council. So when you're out on program, you might get the opportunity to do some water quality testing or to plant some trees. We just vary that depending what time of year it is. Alrighty, equipment. So Outward Bound will provide you with all of the technical gear. We'll give you backpacks, sleeping mats, tents, all your cooking gear. We just ask you to make sure that you're thoroughly reading through the equipment list that we send through you and pack your own personal kit. So with personal gear, there's 3 things that I want to talk on that are really important. We're going to talk about sun protection, keeping warm and dry, and sturdy footwear. So in terms of sun protection, we have a longs policy. So that means that everyone needs to be wearing long sleeve shirts and long pants as well. This is to protect you from scratches from being out when you're doing off-track navigation. It's also to protect you from potential snake bites and also for the sun protection factor as well. So please make sure that you're packing long pants and long sleeve shirts, and we highly recommend that you get quick dry material with these. In terms of keeping warm and dry, so thermals, you need to be making sure that you're getting good quality thermals. Now, the three materials that you want to be looking for is merino, polypropylene, and wool. You want to be avoiding cotton. So those three materials, merino, wool, and polypropylene, even if they get wet, they still keep you warm. Now, cotton, if it gets wet, it takes ages to dry and it won't keep you warm at all. So avoid that one. Now, with a raincoat, you want to be making sure that you're getting a really decent one that isn't just a spray jacket. Once it starts raining a lot, the spray jacket won't do any good for you, whereas a raincoat that's seam sealed, and if you can, getting one that comes down to cover your bottom, that's going to really do you best for the program, because that way once you've got your pack on, it's still going to be covering and protecting you. With footwear, you want to make sure that you've got sturdy footwear that you've worn before. There's no need to rush out and buy a whole new pair of boots, because then if you come and put them on day one, then you're going to get blisters pretty quickly. So the length of your program, guys, you can be wearing shoes that you'd wear for PE. That's totally fine. Just make sure that they're nice and supportive for your feet and that you're quite comfortable in them. Okay, you'll need to be bringing a second pair of shoes as well, because you'll definitely be wearing those when you're canoeing and they will get wet. Okay, now just in regards to our longs policy, often people like to pack shorts, but if you do wish to pack shorts, you have to have gaiters, okay? So everyone needs to have long pants, or else your legs need to be covered, or else you won't be allowed to participate in program. So that can come in the form of long pants, or you could wear shorts with gaiters that come up to meet those shorts as well. So this is one of our safety and risk management policies. So you need to make sure that you're packing correctly. Food. So we place a huge emphasis on food, and fresh food especially. We all know that making sure that you're getting good meals while you're out on program makes a huge difference to the adventure experience that you're having. So in terms of your dietary requirements, if you have any, please make sure that you're getting your parents to fill them in on your medical forms on the Care Monkey profile, and that way we can make sure that we cater for you as well. Now you guys will have the chance to be cooking some of your meals, and that's a really good transferable skill that you'll use on program and then back in your home life. You won't be carrying all your food while you're out on program. There will be food drops throughout the program, so there'll just be a couple of days that you'll carry and then you'll get some more food along the way. So the last thing I want to touch on with your equipment is that we really like to give the message that it's not a fashion parade, it's about functionality. So making sure that you're getting gear that's going to serve the purpose that it needs to while you're out here on program. There's no need to rush out and buy all the new fancy equipment. Just get what's going to be able to make sure that you have a positive experience while you're out on your outward bound program. So that can be by asking aunties and uncles or cousins or brothers and sisters, borrowing gear, or even going to op shops. There's no need to go out and get the latest fashions. So hopefully now I've painted a really good picture for you of what your program will be like. If you've got any concerns or questions, still make sure you're asking your teachers so that they can answer the questions for you, or even they can send more questions through to me and I'll be able to answer those for you. Just remember, it's going to be a really fantastic experience. You're going to form new friendships, you're going to challenge yourself, and you're going to push yourself to realise that there is more in you than you know. And we really look forward to having you out on program with us.